DJ Marla Jennings always took the overnight shift. She liked the solitude, the way the soundboard glowed in the dark, the occasional trucker calling in for song requests, the soft hum of radio static. But that night was different. That night, she wasn't alone. It started at 2:16 a.m. during her usual midnight request line segment. The red phone rang, the one only used for emergencies. Marla frowned. That line hadn't rung in months. She answered. A man's voice, hoarse and ragged, whispered, "Stop broadcasting." He hears it. He's coming. Then silence. Marla stared at the phone. Prank, she figured. The mountains are full of weirdos. But then, a sound from the hallway. A soft dragging, like something wet being pulled across the floor. She muted her mic and stepped out of the booth. The hallway was empty, but footprints tracked across the linoleum, black, sticky, and backwards, like someone had walked in reverse. She checked the front door. Locked. She went back to the booth. Everything seemed normal, except the soundboard was flashing red. It never did that. She checked the input. Mic 3, the unused one. She turned up the gain and heard breathing, deep, ragged, close. Then, just under the breath, a voice, barely audible. "Why won't you stop talking?" Chills ran down her spine. Suddenly the power cut out. Total darkness. Silence. Then, after a beat, the emergency generator kicked in. The lights flickered back, but her reflection in the booth glass didn't come back with them. She stared at the glass. She was standing in front of it, but her reflection wasn't there. Instead, a shadow stood in her place. Tall, thin, long arms that seemed to pulse like they were underwater. And then, it moved, even though she hadn't. The mouth of the reflection opened, wide, wider than a human mouth could go. From the speakers came the sound of her own voice, repeating the words the man on the phone had said. "Stop broadcasting. He hears it. He's coming." Then a pause. Too late. The glass cracked. Her reflection smiled. The next morning, the station manager arrived at 6 a.m. The booth was empty. The mic was still live, repeating low static punctuated by gasps, sobs, and laughter. They never found Marla. But every year, on September 18th at 2:16 a.m., WZRT broadcasts a message, even if the station is off air. Just a whisper. "He hears you." And a sound like dragging footsteps, slowly getting closer,